This is Lord Netsu here, and today we're going to be doing part 2 of what if Deku was a true, had true pyrokinesis. Part 2 of it. Where we left off is basically, Suku meeting All Might. And, Bago doesn't get attacked by it. So, then we're going to just skip to the entrance exam. Because, and if you guys haven't seen 1.5, I suggest you watch it to make sense of this. So, basically, Shuko gets 100% on the written part of the test. Then we get to President Mike's talking about the robots. It would interrupt and say that he forgot the zero pointer. Sue would just be staring straight at President Mike, just waiting. Oh, yeah. And when Zuko just then when the robot part of the test starts, Zuko just looks at all the people in his blog. He definitely doesn't see anyone he recognizes. So he's like, Thinking of father, he probably would put him in the internships. Give him an internship, and Sue is right. So then it starts and Sue just immediately starts using his quirk, which is basically he can pretty much use the fire any way he wants, even to make himself fly. Like the people in the air Avatar: The Last Airbender show can do. Basically, he can do that. Pretty much anything he can think of, he can do. So he immediately starts flying, and he's far way faster than Eo with using his planes as a perch to fly. So and we're just gonna skip to the zero point when the zero pointer gets unleashed, and he has as much punch as All Might at this point. Then he just then and Uraka gets stuck under the rubble, she would just immediately throw fire at her once she got stuck on the rubble. And when everyone saw Suku do that, they thought that she was gonna get killed. And Suku didn't look worried. And then Uraka herself thought she was gonna die, but then she figured out that the fire wasn't hurting her. And then she looked around her and saw that the rubble was disintegrating really fast. the fire disappeared as soon as the rubble disappeared completely. So yeah, then Raga just ran. Yeah, then once Zuko saw the 0.9, Zuko just let's do it, and then he just throws all his power. He puts a lot of power into his red fire. He just throws it straight at the 0 pointer. Yeah, and he makes it spread. He just throws a red fireball straight at the 0 pointer, and it just goes all around this 0 pointer, and it just makes it crumble. And yeah, it would just and yeah, 0 pointer will be destroyed, and the fire will disappear. So yeah, she could get the highest points over All Might. How much points higher than All Might's? And yeah, then we get to the first JWA, and she just walks in like nothing. Oh, and he did visit his mother. His real. No, he visits. Yeah, and he did visit May during the 10 months before the entrance exam. So, yeah. And yeah, she would just come in at the same time. Actually, no. He would come in the same time as, before Todoroki. And yeah, he would just sit down and just pretty much be waiting for the teacher to come. And yeah, then what? Todoroki so just looked in the classroom. He saw someone that almost was recognizable, but couldn't tell who he was. So he just sat down. Yeah, Shiku saw Todoroki, but didn't mind it yet. And then we're just gonna skip, and yeah, then we're gonna skip to when Aizawa wakes up. Yeah, then you just like, notice that it's a Razorhead and just like, and be thinking in his mind, so we're having a Razorhead as our teacher. That's good. Yeah, then Razorhead would say that, and yeah, then she would just like, all right, and would just walk, just walk into the changing rooms. Yeah, pretty much everyone would follow him to the changing rooms, and yeah. And then when Todoroki saw, yeah, and Todoroki actually looked at once Zuko took off his. Oh yeah, forgot to mention this. He also did get scars from Endeavor for protecting all his siblings. One of them is a big fire blast at his chest. And there's a lot of scars on his back that are some burn marks. And yeah, pretty much when it, and yeah, then Tsuki would just take slowly, and yeah, no one could never saw his scars, any of them. Pretty much everyone except Shoto and the pretty much Ray, Toya, Fuyumi, and Natsuo seen the scars. Shoto didn't. So yeah, and there are also a few burn marks on his back. And yeah, and then yeah, once everybody, and yeah, then Zulu take off his shirt and his gloves. No, he wouldn't have gloves because he wouldn't need to hide those scars because no one would be looking at his palms or his wrists. Because yeah, he's basically been wearing long sleeve shirts ever since he's been adopted by Inko. And then once he finally took off his shirt, everyone Bakio saw, no, Kirishima saw his scars on his arms. Like, bro, what happened to your arms? And yeah, Toroki would actually be interested in look at Izuku. And yeah, then he would see, like, pretty much Dabe, like, burned skin. And yeah, he would like, yeah, Toroki would be like, what? How? And yeah, like, what? And yeah. He would just sigh and just continue changing. And he would finally put the uniform on and then leave the changing rooms. Yeah, Baga hasn't seen those guys either, so he's like, what? The fuck? Yeah, then when Aizawa see the scars, Aizawa would just like, would actually ask, kid, what the heck happened to you? And yeah, she'd be like, should this answer your question? And then he would just pop up a blue flame. And yeah, and Aizawa would get it immediately. Like, yeah. So we would just make the blue fire disappear. I'm like, yeah. And guess and guess what happens when you don't have control of your quirk the first time you use it? And yeah, Aizawa like, so that sounds like yes. And yeah, no one saw Zuko's front, but they did see his back. And I'm just gonna tell you guys now, he is more buff. She has more strength and speed than Canon Izuku Midoriya. So yeah, when pretty much whenever it's outside and when they just then when Aizawa throws him the ball, Izuku just grab it, like throw it, and yeah. So like but in that circle, it's like got it, and then he would just step in the circle, and just get into a pitching position, and then use all his might, and then put fire around it, red fire, and just launch it, and it would go almost to the atmosphere. Then you would start controlling the fire that is around it, and then it would finally go into the outside, going to space, and yeah, then I saw like infinity, and yeah, the fire ain't extinguished, so like then she would just like after it got kind of like Aizawa looked down. Aizawa was about to go for another ball, but she was like, "Wait, give me a minute," and she would be concentrating. Yeah, if he concentrates enough, he can make it. He can make it so even fire can survive in space, and he concentrates crazy hard. Yeah, everybody can see that he's concentrating very hard. His body, his arms are literally shaking because he has to concentrate so much. And then they start seeing, and people, then they hear fire from pretty much below something, and then they look at Zuko, and they see fire starting to surround his feet. And then then Aizawa looks up and he sees a fireball coming straight down towards Zuko. And he's trying to concentrate very hard. Then once it gets into the atmosphere, Zuko doesn't have to concentrate anymore. And then he brings it back to him. And soon with the fire, and the ball looks completely fine. And she would trust the ball to Aizawa, and then Zuko would collapse. Then Zuko is about to pass out. Then he passes slow, just starts to fall because he passed out. And Todoroki would actually rush over and grab him. And Aizawa could actually when Todoroki looked at him, pretty much looked at his body, it pretty much showed that he was sweating a lot. Yeah. So and then they talk. Then Sue, and and then after a few minutes, Todoroki just laid him against a wall, and Zuko would just wake up a few minutes later and just like, actually no, just a minute later and just immediately jolt up and like, he's like, damn it, and everyone would be surprised that he's already back up, especially Aizawa, because he could tell that that kid was straining himself to do that. Like, kid, you need to relax. It's like, no, I will never relax. Never again. And he would just continue doing all the other tests. And then he would get first in all of it. Then Shoto would be like, could I talk to you for a moment in private? It's like, of course. And and Sugu would be very tired, but still able to move and talk. And but he would be moving a lot slower than usual. And he would just get to, yeah, then Haruki and Shoto would, well, Shoto and Izuku would get to a private area, and yeah. And yeah, he would, then Shoto would like, who are you? Really? And she was like, and yeah, she would just, and yeah, Zuko would be out of the uniform. And yeah, this would be at the end of the day. And she would just take off his shirt. And yeah, Toki did see Zuko's body before he got all the scars. So of course he's gonna remember him. His body. His muscle mass. And the way his body was shaped. And yeah. Actually, no, he wouldn't. So, actually, first he would. Actually, no, he would just do that. Yeah, but. Yeah, Sugu would still would be a little bit tired. Yeah. Shoto would ask, "Are you my brother or something?" Isn't Sugu? Would just have a warm smile on his face. It's like, so you do remember me, Shoto. And yeah. Shoto like, Sugu? Come on, little brother. Give me a hug. And yeah, Shoto would actually rush for a hug and like, what happened to you? And yeah, she would be like, funny story. Apparently I had a quirk. And yeah, Shoto would like, what? It's like, yeah. And the way, and you know how I was when I was around you guys. Always protecting you. Even if I got myself hurt. Pretty much having a smile on his face. And yeah, Shoto like, wait. And those burn marks from the bastard, and the old bastard. It's like, yes, it was from him. And you only seen my back. And yeah, it's like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah. And he would take off his long sleeve shirt. And yeah, Shoto would see the big blast, big fire blast on his scar on Hazu's chest. And yeah, Todoroki would just get mad. And yeah, so like, I know you would. And then he would put the shirt back on. It's like, good thing that bastard of a father doesn't realize that I'm alive. And yeah, like, yeah. But hey, everyone else in the family probably does. Except Toya. And yeah, like, yeah, what happened to him? It's like, if I remember correctly, he ran away. And yeah. And yeah, Shoto like, oh, so that's not happening. He's like, yeah. And yeah, then we're gonna just everything is gonna go to canon. Well, pretty much for the heroes versus villains, that would go the same because Zuko would win easily. Then we get to the USJ. Yeah, and when it shoot, and yeah, when they get to the USJ, once Zuko sees a portal, Zuko would just immediately go, just immediately, just bring the fire, all his red fire all around him. That's like, pretty much huge. Yeah, he can pretty much make an aura of fire around him. And yeah, he just be in a scenes that he created himself, being ready to fight. And yeah, and Aizawa would just turn around immediately and see the portal. And yeah, like, 13, protect the kid, the students. And yeah, Zuko just immediately flew off, just burst, just flying into battle. And just get to the bottom of the steps and then like just channels just like, you villains make me sick. And he does blue flames. Because he does not care about if he kills villains or not. Actually, no. He will use red flames. It's like, you villains make me sick. And he just makes a silicone of fire all around it. And yeah, most of the villains go straight through it and get burned greatly and get knocked out in the process. And that's gonna be pretty much all the villains except Shigaraki and Kirigiri. But then Kirigiri's like, Shigaraki's like, yeah, then Zuko just pulled down the dome of fire, and yeah, then the cylinder of fire, and yeah, he would just see Shigaraki and Kirigiri left, just coming out, and yeah, Kirigiri and Shigaraki, yeah, Shigaraki was like, what the hell happened? Because yeah, there would be no remains of the fire, of any fire. And then Kirigiri, like, apparently the villains that we've taken out are we've gained control of have fallen. And yeah, it's like, damn it. And yeah, like, Kirigiri, bring out the new wheel. And yeah, you bring out the new wheel. And yeah, once they did, and it hurt her head, she was like, no. And he was just like, this may hurt. I may not have mastered it yet, but I will eventually. So I must try. Then he starts channeling his fire. He's like, more power. And yet, pretty much all the students see it, his fire starting to turn blue. It's like, more. It's like, more. And it just turns into blue fire. And it's slightly burning him. Only slightly. Like, so they just like, come on, fight me. And then he would just jump right at the Noah and just do a drop kick at it. And yet, the Noah would be sent back a little bit. And yeah, it would have a hole straight through it. Because, yeah, fire. But then it would regenerate. Alright then, how about this? And like, yeah, then he would be channeling, then he would just make a dome of fire around the Nomu and him. And then he would just be channeling fire in his hands. And he would just do his, actually no, Shigaraki would just like, no, kill the kid. Because, yeah, he didn't do the dome. Shigaraki can't really see, doesn't realize that there's a aura of fire around the kid, around the Zuko. So he just told the Noah to attack him. So Zuko just once the Noah tries to get closer to Zuko and punch him, he just dodges it easily and then punches it in the chest and uses 100% of his power. And it just pretty much it. Actually no, he just grabs on to the wrist of the Nomu and just throws the Nomu aside to the other side. Yeah, then he starts channeling, starts is getting ready to use his finisher move. Once the Nomu gets close to him, and he just like, atomic wave, and it just goes all around the Nomu. It pretty much just acts as a key wave, and it's just blue flames coming out of his hands, and it just destroys all of the Nomu. And yeah, Sugar was like, no fair, no fair, no fair. And yeah. And Shoto actually sees some of his skin burning because of the blue flames. Yeah, his body can handle it, but he can't fully control it. Fully control the blue flames yet. He's only like a 60 or a either 55 or 65 at this point. Or 75. I can't remember correctly. Anyway, yeah. Then they would retreat. Yeah, Zuko just can't just release his blue flames. And yeah. I thought it would still be a week. And yeah, then Zuko just collapse. Yeah, then Zuko just collapse to his knees and just have his parents be collapsed on his knees and parents be looking up and just, yeah, there would be steam coming off his body. And he would just be breathing heavily. And yeah, Shoto would just go straight to Zuko and just, like, oh yeah, right? And just, like, still can't completely control those flames yet. Ah, dang it. And yeah, then he'll be barely conscious. And yeah. Then he'll be healed by yeah, I can't remember her name right now. Pretty much the only lady that has a kiss that heals people. Pretty much that person. And yeah, then we get to the sports festival. So yeah, then when yeah, then yeah, pretty much when Class 1B tried to do that thing again, Zuko just like these guys like Zuko just be like, yeah, pretty much Zuko just he's sitting, yeah, pretty much Shoto and Zuko just be minding their own business. Then Zuko would just try to walk past Class 1B and be like, yeah, he would just walk up to Class 1B and be like, Zuko would just be like, could you guys please get out of our way? And yeah, Class 1B and be like, you guys are chilling here and stuff, and yet, like, Zuko would just be like, get out of my way, or I will burn you all. And yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, is that a threat? And it's like, It won't be a threat if you don't get out of my way. Like, Mama on his big mouth, like, oh yeah, prove it. And she would just like, anyone who doesn't want to get burned, get out of my way. Yeah, and everyone except Mama would move. Yeah, she was like, he asked for it, and then he would just pull out blue flames. Well, but like, shit. Yeah, that's what I thought. And he would lower it down to red flames and like, have a taste of this. And he would just throw red flames at him. And yeah, it would just burn his ball. It would just hurt him greatly. And then he would just collapse. And then he would just make the fire go away. And it's like, don't worry, I just gave your fellow student a lesson that he needs to learn. Yeah, everybody else is like, yeah, that is his fault. Like, thank you. Oh, and so like, and if you guys think we're arrogant, some or very little in our class that are arrogant. The rest of us are just have goals. That is it. We're not even. All of us ain't even that arrogant. I'm not. I just know I'm powerful. That's all I need to know. I really don't care about that quirk or quirkless equality thing. So, bye. And he would just walk away. Yeah, Shoto would just like right up, and yeah, everybody would kind of be shocked because he didn't eat like that to any of them. And yeah. And where is he? Yeah, then. Yeah, then when they get to the sports festival, yeah, she would get to the box and she'd be like, well, I don't know what to say except good luck. And yeah, he would just walk down. Like, that was boring. And yeah, pretty much everyone would be like, that was boring. And yeah, she would be like, yeah, pretty much class one day, I'd be like, really? It's like, you're just like, you would just shrug and be like, I'm not really that talkative. Yeah, show it to in his mind, like, that's true, brother. And yeah, but you would agree with that. And it's like, yeah, but yeah, not. Yeah, then we go to the race, and yeah, pretty much you just have a aura of fire around him. Alright, let's get this over with. You would pretty much have an aura of fire around him the whole time, and it would be the red fire around him the whole time. Yeah, then we get to the race, and once it would start, Shoto and Izuku would just immediately blast off, or immediately go, with Balko being left behind. Yeah, then when you get to then we're gonna get to the cavalry battles, and Suku's team is himself, Shoto, Araka, the guy with the bird, the truck Shadow, and yeah, yeah, why the heck not? So yeah, they win. They get first place, and then it goes to the 1v1s. And once, yeah, and Shinju tries to say something bad towards him, Suku just, yeah, once he starts talking bad about Shoto, Suku would just, yeah, Suku's starting to walk towards him, but then Suku just stop in his tracks and pretty much in his mind, it's like, Suku would just, like, Suku would just immediately just, yeah, everyone will hear a crack of the neck with Suku having a crazy a pissed in hell off face. And yet then Suku just raise his hand and just have a fireball ready to shoot at Shinso. One very close to being a blue flame. And he just shoots it straight at Shinso. Yes, Shinso is actually gonna try and dodge. You would just put two hands out and just do a barrage of fire, a barrage of red fire at Shinso. And yeah, Shinso would eventually, yeah, then she would just like and just make a medium-sized fireball and just throw it straight at Shinso. And it would go straight to the ground right in front of him, and it would just make him go straight to the wall. And yeah, then, yeah. Pretty much everyone would be like, that was brutal. And yeah, then she would just walk up to the stadium, and yeah, you would just be sitting right next to Shoto, and pretty much, yeah, and he would just be holding onto his wrist, pretty much squeezing it. And yeah, Shoto could see that, and yeah, he would just touch Suku's shoulder and be like, calm down. And yeah. And yeah, pretty much Shoto would calm down to Suku, because yeah, he can do that. And then then it got to Shoto's and Suku's fight, Suku wouldn't even, never tries to get closer to Suku. Suku would just immediately avoid him and just go straight to the stadium. Yeah. To the arena of the stadium. Yeah. Then this fight would start. Yeah. Right before. Yeah, pretty much right before Shoto could do anything, he would just like. Yeah, he would just like. Just point one finger up. Yeah, Shoto would actually stop for a second. Yeah, like, what? It's like. And yeah, Shoto just like. please use your fire. And yeah, Shoto like, what do you mean? And yeah, so like, and yeah, he would pretty much say that your fire side of your quirk is not his, it is yours and yours alone. You're the only one that can use it. So act like it's yours. And yeah, then Shoto would have a smile on his face and like, thank you. It's like, hey, no problem. Now let us truly fight. And yeah, he would be using his red flames because he doesn't want to kill Shoto. And yeah, Shoto would be using both ice and fire. And yeah. Then Ursa had like, finally you accept me. And yeah, he would just like, yeah. Then he would just put a fire wall between him and Shoto and just throw a fireball straight at Eraserhead. No, at Endeavor. And yeah, Endeavor would dodge. And yeah, Suku would just put him just throw up a middle finger at him and be like, fuck you. And he just release the fireball and be like, sorry about that. Your father was being a dumbass. Was being a bitch. And yeah, Shoto would actually laugh and like, that's so true. And yeah, Shoto like, finally someone sees it. And it's like, yeah. Oh, I did throw a fireball at him. And yeah, Shoto would laughing more. I'm like, that's funny. And yeah, like, do you believe me or no? Shoto like, I believe you, but I'm just laughing because it's so funny. Okay, let's continue. And yeah, they would continue. Then later, a few minutes later, Suku would win. Yeah, then she would just put Suku on his shoulder and no, she would just grab Shoto and put him on his shoulder and just take him to the nurse and he would just lay down like, he was just pretty much rub his head back. And yeah, then it would be Bakugo versus Izuku. And yeah, Bakugo like, I'll finally beat your ass. And Izuku, sure, whatever you say. And then, yeah. Sorry about any background noise you might hear. So, yeah. And Bakugo gets bodied by Izuku easily. And then we're gonna skip to the... Yeah. Actually, no, we're not gonna skip that. And then, yeah, Izuku gets first. Bakugo gets second. Shoto gets third. And then we end off with Ida looking mad. And that's when we're ending off. Anyway, if you like this, like, subscribe, and comment for more. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.